Two Cowboys and a camera at the Auckland Animation Studio. Creative arts is always something that shows the stories that people tell. And sometimes you need a little help to tell those stories.
This was the first animation studio in New Zealand. John Ewing, who was an ex-Disney animator, was animating stuff for Warner Brothers. So originally it was a studio. A training program has then become sort of part of that as well.
It must be awesome having this opportunity to be creative and get qualified for it at the same time, isn't it?
A big part of any sort of creative field is you're constantly learning. The big lessons that learning doesn't stop. For us to be in a position where we're continuing that education for ourselves, but also enabling it for other people at the same time. You can only go so far by yourself. If you want to scale something up, or if you want to achieve something a little bit bigger, and a lot of young creators will have these bigger things in mind. When I was a little bit younger, it would kind of just be my goal, would be I'd just do a really kick-ass illustration. Once I got into film, I started realizing that for me it was just all about creating something of value. I'm trying to bring out the wisdom from books. So I see books and stories as a collective human experience. I want to extract that out because we're so busy with our phones that it's quite easy to forget the repository of knowledge and information that's embedded in those stories.
If you're looking at sort of traditional projects in the pipeline of creating something, I mean, it is possible to create things by yourself, but it's much more enriching to do it with a team. And that way the skill sets are pooled. Instead of having to be the king of everything, this person obviously excels at this area, I'll get them to work with me and I can actually learn from this person while we're working together. We live in a fast-paced world, so things are coming and going really quickly. With everybody having a digital device, a computer in their pocket, that's a new platform to deliver content on.
You're saying content is the driver. What types of content are we talking about?
Interactive content, so not just passive content. Like traditionally it's been more passive in animation where people sit and they deliver the story, but now with gaming and they can become the main character. That interactive content where they're able to play even with friends online, or even film is now coming to an interactive space too with VR. So people can actually be immersive in a world, and that's just a new way to tell a story.
When you guys are done with animation college, when you get your qualifications, what do you want to be?
I'd like to potentially carry on with this virtual reality stuff because that's all new and very experimental, so you have that freedom to explore and do what you want with it.
I'd like to be a comic illustrator. I really like comics and manga.
It's all about storytelling, isn't it?
And you can have amazing animation, but if the story's shit, then no one wants to watch it.
This is what a college is all about. They're bringing the people together, they're giving them the tools, they're giving the students an opportunity to be creative, to discover themselves. But I think ultimately that's also the life's journey. We discover ourselves, we learn all the time. Why not do it amongst friends and people that share your passions and create great content? Because ultimately, we're just stories.